So Justin, the V-strom has been around for a while. This one is fully loaded from Suzuki Canada, and you've been able to spend quite a bit of time highway, regular street riding. You've lived with this bike for a few days now.
Yep.
What was your first impression?
My first impression was that it's a really smooth operating bike.
Right.
It wants to go. It's fast. It tells you it wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything under 4,000 RPM, it's lagging. It wants to go.
Yeah.
You know, it'll go through the paces. I didn't have this one off-road, but it's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good on the highway coming down, and it was just a pleasure to ride.
Right. Yeah, well, you know, Suzuki's been working with this platform for some time, that big V-twin, and it's got lovely torque. Like you said, though, it likes to run hard.
Yes.
But it certainly has a lot of power, eh, for a twin?
Yeah. Well, it's a 1,000 cc, 6-speed transmission, and it just wants to go through the gears. It pulls after about 35.
Yeah.
And it just wants to go.
So it rides along nicely. How did you find the suspension?
It was good. It was good. It took the bumps on the roads and stuff like that really well.
Mm-hmm.
It was sturdy. It didn't want to buffet at all when you're riding. The windshield does a great job of deflecting the air over top of your head.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to push aside or anything like that. We came down on some good pavement. It handled it very well.
Yeah.
I was very happy with it.
Shifting? How did you find the shifting?
Shifting was a little bit to get used to it. I think it's got a slipper clutch in it.
Okay.
And so it was not something I'd really ridden before.
Right.
But, you know, you can shift through the gears very quickly, and the clutch is really responsive on that. So it's like boop, 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 boom, like through. And it was good. It was good.
What did you think of the instrumentation?
Really easy to read. There was no real glare coming back on it. Everything was very clearly laid out. We have the temperature, the clock was fantastic, and fuel along the bottom.
Yeah.
I like the dial tachometer, which, you know, it's kind of old school, but it's really easy to read and knows exactly where you are.
Yeah. And you also you brought your own GPS today, and you added your own system here, but you were able to plug it right into this accessory outlet. I know you must have liked that.
That's right, yeah. It was a really good benefit for coming down.
Yeah.
And I believe it's a standard feature of the motorcycle, which not all bikes do have that nowadays.
Yeah,
so
true enough.
For touring, it's a great thing to have.
So this is basically fully loaded from Suzuki Canada. We've got their luggage system, the crash bars, the special foot pegs with built-in shock absorbers. What did you think of the fit and finish? Just the overall look of the bike?
It's sleek. It's a big improvement over the older design. I liked it. I liked the color and the contrasting between the dark and the light.
Yeah.
And, you know, from a visibility standpoint, it's beneficial as well on the road.
Yeah.
But I think they've done a really good job in styling it.
Yeah.
It's well thought out. They've really put some time into thinking about ergonomics, and, you know, it shows.
Is there anything that disappointed you or anything you would change if you owned this bike?
I would probably put cruise control on it.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one thing. I know it's kind of unusual for a adventure bike to have cruise control, but, you know, let's face it, these bikes are being used for primarily traveling.
Yeah.
And so with that, cruise control would be a great option to have with it.
Yeah.
I know I'd love it if it would.
So last question, I guess, is who are we going to recommend this bike to? Who should be considering this?
I would say anybody trying to get into the adventure market, but just with that, you really got to look at what do you want to get out of it. If you're the kind of rider that likes to go travel and you know, stay in hotels and certain comforts in life, this is the bike for that. There's a lot more off-road kind of adventure bikes, but this one I think is a well-rounded piece of equipment.
Road eater.
Yes, a highway miler.
Right. Wonderful. Well, thanks very much for coming out today.
Thank you.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.